Welcome back to Tiny T Gaming. Today, I'm going to be talking about the effects of the Terminus Decree and if the Grey Knights could actually take on the Adeptus Custodes. Before I do though, a massive shout out to everyone who subscribed. It really means a lot. I still can't believe how quickly the channel's grown. Please, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. It means a lot and it's really helping the channel grow. Now, getting into it. With a new law released on the Terminus Decree, the Grey Knight's failsafe seems more random than ever. This decree states that if the Emperor is ever to be reborn, possess another body, fully, or ascend to become a warp entity, then the Grey Knights must act to return him to the Golden Throne. It doesn't state how or why this must be so, but that it may bring them into conflict with other elements of the Imperium, most notably the Emperor's Custodian Guard. Now this has raised a lot of questions as to why the Emperor would need to be forced back to the throne and why they would need to fight the Custodes, but that's a topic for another day. I'm going to simply be going over my thoughts on if the Grey Knights could actually fight the Custodes and win in any way and how they would be able to do it. So firstly, the Grey Knights are specialist demon hunters made from the Emperor's very own gene seed. Incredibly skilled Psyker Astartes, the majority have a wealth in combat experience in fighting the archenemy and most specifically demons, whilst utilising some of the best weapons and armour afforded to firstborn Astartes. Man to man, they are no match for Custodes in simple physical lethality, but they do have the bonus of being potent Psykers. In many cases, they do have more raw combat experience and would have much support from certain elements of the Inquisition, being that they serve under it as a militant arm. Now, the combat experience is a note from the Watchers of the Throne book, where the custodian captain, a shield captain named Valerian, saw and fought alongside a squad of Grey Knights, noting that though they must undoubtedly have more combat experience than he was still the quicker and more lethal warrior. Now, their psycho abilities would absolutely be an edge against the Custodes, who field no such warriors in their ranks. They do, however, operate alongside the Sisters of Silence, forming the talons of the Emperor. These blank warriors without souls, would counteract the Grey Knight's psychic abilities, reducing much of the fighting down to the regular battle of superhuman warriors, which would be horrific in its own right. I am not saying that the Custodes would have it easy, as many are currently off Terra serving in the Indomitus Crusade or the Torchbearer fleets. They also took many casualties in defending Terra against the recent demonic invasion, and they are always running blood games and other more covert missions. Not only that, but at least one custodian has been killed whilst leading the Torchbearer fleets. This custodian was killed by the Black Templars he sought to bring the Primaris reinforcements to, and if this has happened once, it can happen again. Now we know other custodians have been killed whilst out serving in the Indomitus Crusade, so already their numbers are being reduced, and we just don't know how long it takes to produce a custodian guard from recruitment to the point where they're operational. So we can imagine though that this time frame is a lot longer than the Astartes recruitment process, which is long enough already. So their battlefield casualties are simply not being replaced at a rate quick enough to replace the sum of 2,000 custodians killed during the defence of the palace when the demons attacked and invaded Terra, and then in the subsequent years and battles since. With reduced strength being their biggest detractor and many Sisters of Silence once more serving in the Crusades too, I feel this would be the biggest drawback for the Custodians. However, the Grey Knights would most likely have to attempt a deep strike on the palace to return the Emperor to the throne, yet they would no doubt be unsuccessful purely down to the fact the Custodians was designed to be the Emperor's greatest warriors. The Custodians culled thousands of Thunder Warriors, who were more physically potent than Astartes. They have fought in the defence of Terra more than once and killed Astartes over the past 10,000 years. Individually, due to their reclusion on Terra, they may lack individual combat experience compared to the Grey Knights, but they are simply greater warriors or soldiers. Their arms and armour are greater, and if they are supported cohesively by elements of the Sisters of Silence, then they will have little issue in culling the Grey Knights, perhaps to the point where they evaporate from existence. Now, this is purely my opinion. I should take note that the Grey Knights are potent warriors in their own right, they have great weaponry, and they have been operating on a war footing constantly for the last 10,000 years. They have simply got a wealth of experience that currently puts the Custodian Guard to shame. But, and it is a big but, the Custodians are simply harder, faster, and they wear Auramite power armour, not Ceramite, which is simply more robust and offers greater protection. And if you do nullify the psycho abilities of the Grey Knights, then in a one-on-one fight, regardless of their combat experience, the Grey Knights aren't going to last long. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. This has been a contentious topic recently within the Warhammer 40k setting, as many people are a bit stumped by the Terminus Decree and why the Grey Knights would potentially be pitted against the Emperor's very own bodyguards. Perhaps this is a prelude to further expanding lore, which is going to shake up the setting once more, but we'll see. It is quite a big thing, but it might just be one of those things that Games Workshop have put in to generate interest and intrigue, but without actually ever intending to use it. But let me know what you think, and let's have a discussion below. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.